Some of the naughtiest trucks live at the works at Croven's Gate. This is where the engines are mended. So, as you can imagine, there was lots of rubbish to be transported. Every so often, one of the engines has to take the scrap iron to either Croc's scrapyard, where Edward first met Trevor before he moved to the Vicarage Orchard, or the ironworks where Arry and Bert worked. The engines nicknamed the train the Scrap. None of the engines liked the job. The trucks were old, rude, and noisy, and took absolutely no notice of anything that was said to them. This was not unusual, but these trucks were worse than most, and made any engine's journey a misery. One day, Arry and Bert were tasked to collect the scrap. They were the only engines available, and weren't too happy about it. "Why can't either of those kennels do this?" grumbled Arry.
"We have enough work as it is,"
grunted Bert. The trucks didn't like Arry and Bert and slipped their brakes hard on. Arry and Bert pulled as hard as they could, but the trucks wouldn't move. "Hold back! Hold back!" shouted the trucks. Growled Arry and Bert as they pulled, and they pulled, and they pulled. "Help!" "Brother!" Arry and Bert sulked as the trucks laughed and laughed at their mishap. In the end, BoCo found that he had to take the scrap. "Right," he said to Douglas, who happened to be in the shed with him. "I'm having no nonsense with these trucks. They'll come quietly, or else." "Hey," said Douglas, "show him who's boss." The trucks objected to BoCo because he's a diesel engine like Arry and Bert.
"What's this green thing?"
they asked.
"A caterpillar?"
Then they accused BoCo of bumping them. It was what they deserved, but BoCo had been very careful with the trucks. Finally, they pretended their brakes were still on, and screamed horribly when BoCo tried to move them. At last, BoCo had had enough. "Right," he said to the trucks, "any more nonsense, and this trip to the scrapyard will be your last. I'll leave you there to be cut up with the other old iron if you don't start behaving." The trucks were silent for the first time that morning, but not for long. One of the oldest cars began to complain that it felt ill. BoCo didn't believe it, but the trucks made such a fuss that he had to do something. Growling fiercely, BoCo moved around the other trucks and coupled up to the old truck, who was grumbling terribly. "Come on, you!" grunted BoCo. "Move!" But before they moved an inch, there was a splintering noise. "Ow!" screeched the truck. Suddenly, its floor gave way. The scrap iron it was carrying fell through and landed with a loud crash on the rails below. "Ah!" groaned the poor old truck, and collapsed. So, BoCo really did have to leave a truck to be broken up for the next scrap train. The other trucks were very worried, as they didn't want to get turned into scrap iron. They were quiet and helpful for the rest of the journey, and it was the easiest run BoCo ever had with the scrap.